Oh, hello, you insouciant long pigs. It is I, SG1, coming at you for another Transformers transformation review thingy. Yes, this time we're taking a look at Transformers Armada, the Minicon C Team. But before we get started, according to my analytics, about 90% of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. And if you're not subscribed but watching this, hit subscribe, hit like, hit that notification bell. Tell them when I've got new videos out. It should be every Thursday and Saturday. And if you're in a position to help out the channel, please check out my Patreon. All the links will be in the description and at the end of the video. And so let's crack on, shall we? Let's. So this is the, I thought I'd do something a bit different, something Armada Trilogy, which I've not done, well, Unicron Trilogy, which I've not done it in a while. This is the Minicon C Team, which was an eBay purchase about 2 or 3 years ago now. I think I paid, £7 shipped, because Oceanglide there is missing his missile, but we'll get onto that in a minute. So we've got Oceanglide, we've got Waterlog, and we've got Stormcloud. Yeah, pretty cool. So we've got a really nice, I need to say submarine then, hovercraft, and we've got a speedboat, and then we've got whatever the hell this is. Yes, yeah, he's missing the missile, unfortunately. So I'll tell you what, we'll look at him first, move the two out of the way, and we'll take a look at Oceanglide. Now he's got a solar panel dealie on top there, and he's got a missile. They're all friction missiles. You just push in the missile and they fire out, and unfortunately I'm missing this one. I didn't know until I got it off eBay. Yeah, and then there must be a way of getting them in together. I can't work it out. What connect up? Actually, I think it's supposed to go this way around anyway. And I've just pulled that off, so that's good. Great for the review, Tony. Come on. There it just snaps back on. Yeah, that's how we do it. It goes that way around. Anyway, so, yeah, he's a kind of, whatever the hell this is. It's got a solar panel. It's got a rocket launcher. I think this is the weakest of the three, quite honestly. The colour scheme is sort of like a brown, I want to say. Not very ocean colours, but brown. And this sort of, it looks a bit more blue on camera than it does in natural light here. It looks a bit more purple. But they all share the same colour scheme, which is pretty cool. So we'll zoom it in, and we've got some nice solar panel details on the top there. Unfortunately, mine won't fit together. I think because it's missing the missile, and I think the missile sort of aids it staying together a little bit. But yeah, we've got some detail on there. It's like diamond plate kind of thing going on. And then you've got a nice cockpit, which is very nice indeed, yes. Nice cockpit, and then we've got robot underneath. So, speaking of which, let's take him to robot mode. So what you do is you move the arms down like that. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, it does have some articulation. You can rotate this in vehicle mode, which, you know, you can fire the missile off. So transform it, you just move these down. Straighten up that section there, which causes them to manoeuvre, and then you pull down the legs like so, and there is Oceanglide. Oh, he separated his legs as well a little bit. And there is Oceanglide in his robot mode, and he looks not bad, but he's not great, I'll be honest. Due to his head and these like thrusters he's got going on there, they look a bit weird. Let's take a look at that head. That is a very GoBot looking head with a big screw on the top of his helmet there. That's a really good, nice face sculpt. I like the yellow parts on there. Breaks up a bit with this sort of, I want to say, it looks off-white on the video, but it's more white in real life, which is very strange. And you got the Minicon port there as well. I'll show that off in a moment anyway. So then there he is. So in terms of articulation, he can rotate 360 degrees at the shoulder because they're on ball joints. His legs can theoretically move forward. They can. But they don't want to separate for some reason. I don't know why. There we are. And you can bend at the knee, and that, unfortunately, is your lot. You can still use his missile in this mode. You just load it up there and you push it out. And there is Oceanglide. Yes, so we'll put you out of the way there. Stormcloud. Yeah, and he's a speedboat. Here's what you could have won. If you get that reference, I'll be very impressed. Yes, and he's a very nice speedboat. He's got the speedboat lines there. He's got robot parts happening underneath. And then he's got a big missile, because, you know, all speedboats need a missile. And you can rotate it up on this axis there. And it's not bad. You've got the Minicon symbol just moulded on there. It'd be nice if it was painted, but you know, you can't have everything. And Minicon port at the bottom, and you can move that up and down as well, which is pretty good. And it's a speedboat. You know, if you're in the middle of the dry land, it's not very good, is it? So it does have a missile, and again, it's nice big purple weapon there. And then you can fire it off. What you do is you rest your fingers against these like that, and then you fire it off. Let's see if we can shoot it. Yeah, that's as far as you'll get. And it's just one of these missiles. Not very interesting, but it'll go back in there. Like so. And that's all she wrote, really. So let's take him to the yeah, let's have a look at that. Forgot to zoom it in. Here you can see the Minicon symbol there. And there's some moulded details on the edge of the hull there, which is very nice. Some details at the back there, but I don't know why it goes in a bit there. It should be all the way around, but there you go. So let's take him to robot mode. So we move that up like that. Move his legs around thus. And then we split the front end of the ship, the forward section of the hull there, and then we move that down. And then there he is in his robot mode. It's pretty cool. And you can position the gun how you want. So you can have it over his head like a scorpion, like Scorponok, or you can just position it back there like that. And there he is. And he's pretty cool. So let's take a closer look at his head sculpt. Very nice head sculpt, very sort of primitive looking, but that's what the Minicons are all about. They're kind of a little bit primitive looking, but it adds to their aesthetic, which is very nice. So there we go. I do like the chest details going on there as well. Very asymmetrical, all of it. And then you've got these yellow patches on his legs there. And then there he is. Very nice, very nice. Big old fists. So, in terms of articulation, nothing at the head. You can rotate his arms 360 degrees because they're on a ball joint. You can bend his elbows and he can move them slightly up and down. That's more for transformation. He can kick his leg forward and that's about it. And he can bend his knees. And that's your lot. Oh, and of course you can move the gun up behind his head if you so chose. And, you know, he's pretty cool. I don't mind him. I've got a little soft spot for Minicons. They don't get enough, you know, enough love these days. And they were great. It's a great concept. I love the idea. So there we go. And there is Stormcloud. We'll put him there as well. You can stand there. There we go. And to round out the team, we've got Waterlog, who is a hovercraft, which is very nice, with a big cannon on the top. You know, because as you do. Yeah, it's pretty good. I do like the fact that it's got like a targeting scanner or a jammer or something on there, which is very nice. Got some nice detail, although it doesn't want to fit together properly very much. I don't know why. There we go. You got some nice turbines at the back there. You've got the hover skirt, which is nice. It would have been nice if that was painted black. On the front there, you've got a Minicon symbol, which you just can't see. Let's zoom that in. There we go. And then it's got a crack in the window, which I've only just noticed. I think it might be just a bit of... No, it's definitely a crack in the window. Yeah, and it don't want to fit together very well. And it's not too bad. He's got a missile as well. Again, you rest it against that. Let's zoom that out so we can see what we're doing. And then we can... Yeah, that's as far as it'll go. But there we go. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Come on, transform. There we go. So, let's take this guy to robot mode. What do we do? Firstly, we just split the front end like that. Oh, that's why the head's facing the wrong way. There we go. There we go. Anyway, pull these out like that. Then you get this whole section, rotate that up like so. Come to the back, pull these, what will become his legs around. And then you get the turbines here, rotate these down, and these will become his feet, his big old feet. And you rotate those up, and then you can rotate that around like that. And then you've got a cannon like Megatron. And there is, sorry, I'm banging things now with my elbow. And there is Waterlog in his robot mode. And he looks really cool. Really, really cool. Yeah, and he's a cool little robot, isn't he? He's very nice. Let's take a look at that face sculpt. Again, you've got a very robot-y looking face there. It could have been nice if the eyes were painted, but you know, it is what it is. and you've got the Minicon port there, and you've got the big old feet, dropping him all over the place. And there's the back as well. When did these come out? I think 2000 and... what's it say on there? Which is Hasbro Takara. I think these came out about 2004-ish, I want to say. No, 2002, maybe? These ones came out quite late on into the line. If I remember rightly, anyway. But there we are. So in terms of articulation, I've got to mention that you've got some detail on the top there. You've got a diamond plate and some panels and stuff. He can rotate his head. He's the only one of the three that can do it. Rotate his head. He can rotate his arm 360 degrees. He can move them up and down as well, but that's more for transformation. He can't bend his elbows, bless him. Same for this side. And then you've got the added gun that's on a ball joint as well. You can spin it round if you so choose. He can kick his legs forward, bend at the knee, kick them back, and he's the most articulated of the three. I think he's the best one of the three, quite honestly. But there we are. There is Waterlog in his robot mode. So let's bring in the whole team, shall we? There we have the much maligned Armada Sideswipe. He is a terrible, terrible, terrible figure, but I kind of love it. And I want the other repaints of this guy. And I'm knocking over things again. But he's not the reason why we're here, no. He just happens to be the only one that's the only Armada figure that's to hand. So, we bring in these guys. And they will connect to him like so. So you've got a Minicon port there, Minicon port there. Unfortunately, they just stick on. They don't really do anything. Same for this guy. This guy can go... Actually, no. This guy can... Where can this guy go? On the back there. Like... So, there we are. Falling over. Because he's now slightly out... the weight distribution's a bit off. So you stick that on... there like that, and then he can have these guys on his back and in his legs, and he can be ultimate power, because why not? And then you can bring the cannon up like that if you so chose, and you can shoot fools all afternoon. Yeah, so they can. The idea for Minicons is they can connect to the bigger robots and then give them extra powers and stuff like that, which is a really cool idea. I really do like that. Power Master style, but I mean, the reason why I like them, because you're getting two toys. No matter whenever you got a big... You've either got two toys with a... Unleashing the power, tearing through the night. Transformers in my hand, ready for the fight. With every single figure, I gear up to transform. Soundwave SG-1, bringing thunder in the storm. Watch me review, watch this channel ignite. Fusing metal and vision, let's take flight. Transform and roll out, hear our metal sound. Unboxing the legends where adventure is found. Soundwave SG-1, we're on a mission so grand. In the world of Transformers, together we stand. From Optimus to Megatron,